So I'm cooking a hamburger meat while listening to some bullshit, you know. And it fucking starts coming to me, a lot of these thoughts today. This has been a really tough day. Well, I guess a tough couple days. But this reflecting on all my decisions, right? A lot of bad things happen when you know the right answer, but you don't choose it because of weakness. And I know that's a very obvious thing that everyone should know implicitly, but just because you know it implicitly doesn't mean you're going to do it. And I have forever ruined a relationship with somebody I care deeply about, who has known me the best, is the closest I've ever been to with someone. And I ruined a relationship because I could not say no to either other bitches. I could not say no to her whenever I tried to stay away, because I knew in my head, you always know what you need to do, typically. You always know what you need to do. That's some way, shape, form, fashion, inside your heart, inside your brain. You always know what you do. And I couldn't say no to her. I couldn't stay away from her. And I couldn't be a better man. So, those two things combined led to me making some very bad decisions because I could not control myself. And that's kind of what happens as a man, or even just as a person, but I'm speaking from a man's experience. Like, whenever you don't have self-control, you start to ruin everything around you. Everything you touch turns to shit. And I just turned one of the best relationships I've ever been in, and also worst, but one of the closest, most genuinely nice, good persons, good people that would never have done me wrong, even when I did her wrong. I ruined that relationship, and I lost something very important. And even though I shouldn't have been in that relationship, because there are just parts about her, even from a weekend, I think I'm going to stitch another video that explains it, but that I didn't like, and those same issues, persisted, and I couldn't get over it. But this person was such a genuinely amazing person in so many ways that not many people are. Even if she was genuinely terrible in other ways, a lot of people aren't. And I hurt her, I traumatized her in ways that no one deserves to. And I became a really unfortunate lesson for her to learn, instead of being someone who had a more positive impact in her life. And coming back, this is one of the lowest points I've ever been in, personally. I trained for like 2 or 3 months straight and lost 2 fights in a row. I didn't get my ass beat, you know what I mean? But on points, and a lot of it's just due to inexperience, but that still hurts. You put your all into something and you lose. And honestly, that's a whole experience that most people need in general, probably. Putting themselves into something and still losing. And it's like, boxing is like an individual sport, right? It's not a team sport, so you can't blame anybody else. All I can blame, really and truly, is myself. And that kind of goes for everything. Even if there are things, like, say, in the relationship I was just talking about, where she could have done better. At least the way I'm looking at them, I can trace everything, every single thing, damn near, into something that I did that caused it. And that sucks. And you start thinking about her finding someone better than you, like, it could be better emotionally, better physically, better sexually, better, like, you know your shortcomings, generally speaking. And there's always going to be a person out there that has everything you don't have, or can do everything you can do but better, you know? And that sucks that I let it get this far and I didn't either nip it in the butt when I knew this wasn't going to work way back when, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago or whatever, or couldn't just get my shit together, because I love her so deeply. I love her so much right now. I still think about her all the time. It's only been about a month, you know, but it'll get better whenever, I guess the next month, and maybe it'll get a little worse and a little better, and eventually this will just be a fond memory. But man, does this suck right now, because now I've come back with a loss after going to New York, which was a great experience. I had a great time, and I come back with nothing to show for it, and no one to hold me, to lick my wounds. Nobody. My mom is my mom, and I always have her. All my friends are gone or emo or self-isolating. You know, I haven't seen one of my friends in a long time. And I have to figure out this path on my own, which is what I wanted, sure. But I guess be careful what you wish for, because this is, the deeper I'm into it, the more I wish I figured it out. But being honest with myself, I could not have been a better partner to her at this stage of life without continuing to hurt her, and she's been through a lot. And I know it's possible if I begged for her back, she might, there's just like maybe a 40-50% chance that she'd take me back, you know? But I wouldn't. It'd be good for like a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. But the same issues I have with her and all the trust issues she has with me would never go away. They're still would just be there, you know. Yeah, it fucking sucks. It really does. And I hope she's happy. I'm not happy, but I hope she's happy. And dating the wrong person will lead you to do terrible things. Things you didn't know you were capable of. And I saw this on a podcast. I know, fucking podcast shit, but when you are with the wrong person, a lot of your worst qualities come out. And things you wouldn't normally do in normal situations, you are now highly capable of doing. And I've seen all these signs before, and I just ignored it. But as a person who is as volatile as I am, with the bipolar, with some anger issues, which actually only came out around her, which was another sign that this was a bad thing to be a part of. They don't really come out around other people. I gotta be very careful who I pick next, because I can't be with someone who brings that out of me. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to hurt her on accident. I don't want to do anything like that. So, well, I'll talk to you guys in a second.